Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Press Box, a weekly presentation of the Dispatch and the Rock Island Argus, where our sports staff gets to kick around the issues of the day. I'm Steve Tappa, my fellow sports staffer Dan McCarowitz here. In week 4 of the prep football season, on tap for us this week. In the Illinois Metro Quad Cities, of course, it's rivalry week. UT hosting Rock Island. And Moline visiting Allman.
And you look at both those games, the favorites, obviously Allman against Moline, Rock Island against UT. Those two teams have been strong recently. Rock Island especially being 3-0 and beating Quincy last week, and Allman kind of righting the ship after that loss to Peoria High in the opener. UT, though, a couple of years ago, played well against Rock Island. UT, if they put the pieces together, they can be competitive and give some teams a scare, which they, did last week against Galesburg. And Moline, you think at some point they're going to put some things together and get over the turnover issues and the injuries to finally get some, get their season back on track. So maybe it's a week for both of those where the underdogs, challenge, or maybe it's a week where Rock Island and Allman both roll. Yeah,
Moline dangerous because they've driven the ball between the 20s. They just haven't been able to execute when they needed to. And, of course, I think I just got done writing this. UT, 10 wins over the last decade. 2 of them been against Rock Island,
yeah.
so they're definitely dangerous.
And probably the best performance UT has had in the last 5 years came at Rock Island 2 years ago when, they went in there and really handled Rock Island pretty well.
Yeah, shocked them. Biggest game probably on the Illinois side of the river, though, has got to be Geneseo at Sycamore. Battle between 2 top 5 ranked state teams. Sycamore is number 4 in Class 5A. Geneseo, of course, jumps up to number 3 this week in Class 4A. That's a big game. Last year it came down to a field goal, and I would imagine it's probably going to be the same thing this year.
A lot of people are probably saying Geneseo, nice, impressive win, blowout win over Morris, but then people are saying, well, Morris isn't what they used to be. Morris is like a Geneseo, whether they're good or bad.
They're still Morris.
It's still a good. It's a good win to have, and they go in with a lot of confidence. Sycamore, though, they've had some nice wins. They've been explosive on offense, so this is a real big measuring stick to see how well Geneseo is. For me, this is going to prove how good Geneseo can be in November. Can they make a deep run in the playoffs when they can face and compete against a team such as Sycamore?
Yeah, and it's a Northern Illinois Big 12 crossover contest, and I think I got done writing that too.
Yeah.
That, the West, Geneseo is the only win against the East so far in 6 drives this year. So this is a real big game for Geneseo, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is going to determine if Geneseo right now is a contender or pretender. They've proven in 3 weeks that they're going to be good. But are they going to be very good? Are they going to be a team that can make a deep playoff run? And this week will let us know that.
Right. Couple, of course, a full slate of area games, but a couple really catch our attention. One including Sherrard and Rock Ridge, another state ranking battle, knocking heads in 2A, 3A.
And talking with players and coaches from both teams, they admit this is a big rivalry, but it's a little bit more intensified with both being 3-0. I believe they're both 3-0 for the first time in like 30 years. I think 1986, 1987 there. And Rock Ridge in the last 30 years has won 20 times. So Rock Ridge has kind of handled that rivalry, but it's a big stage. And for Sherrard, they've had a couple wins. Rock Ridge has had, beating the Newmans, and Rock Ridge last week beating Orion on the road. But for Sherrard, this is a big measuring stick. Are they legitimately 3-0? Are they for real? Are they a team that can be competitive down the stretch?
A couple other big games, of course, Erie Prophetstown, Fulton taking each other on, and that's a proving game as well.
Yeah, I mean, Erie Prophetstown wants to kind of gain some separation in the 3 versus North at being 2-1. Fulton, after that 1-0 start over Orion, wants to break a 2-game losing streak. So that's going to be a pivotal matchup in the North Division of the Three Rivers Conference.
And then Mercer County, what's the winning streak now?
I believe it's 17. They're going for 18 in a row against Princeville at home.
Yeah, and those are the big games on tap this week. We would be remiss on the Iowa side. The big game, of course, the Mississippi Athletic Conference title is up for grabs. Bettendorf and PV squaring off, so we should mention that as well. Big weekend of high school football. Hopefully we get to see you at a game. If we don't, we'll see you next week here on the Press Box.